that just sums up the program. Tough luck.
Yeah, true. And I think that this week, I think they're going to, you know, they'd love to beat South River, and they're going to be playing their hearts out. So now the national anthem will be played, and we'll be underway.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff here at Spotswood, Rams and Chargers on TV 35. To mark this weather here at Spotswood, very similar to last year at Denny when the Rams won. Just a drab, dreary day. Complete opposite from Petty.
I think I was just going to mention that the weather's going to be a factor today. We talk about that. It's raining right now. It's pretty steady light rain.
Rams this week have horns as they seem in the road gray. Last week they didn't come in time for the opener. Spotswood in the home blue trimmed with gold. Last time the Rams played here at Spotswood, Mark, beat them 40-6. Remember, Mike Dean off an option play threw a long touchdown pass. And a lot of the Spotswood players in that game were tossed out.
Yeah, that was a bit of controversy. I think we were on the top of the snack bar that day. It was 2 years ago. It seems like yesterday. I just can't believe now we're up in a press box here.
Yeah, they have a press box here for the first time in Spotswood. The rain comes down. It's always tough, Mark, doing play-by-play. A guy asking him for the relish for a chili dog. Get away from me. So George Garcia, number 11, will kick off. George, you mentioned, has the leg. Got to concentrate, make those extra points.
Bit of tough luck last week. I think it was the first game jitters for Garcia, missing two.
Back deep for the Chargers, number 7, Greg McClellan, as we set for Garcia to kick off. So he waits the opening boot from George Garcia, soccer style. One of the upbacks, and Diem in on the tackle. Ted not listening to the program. Day off to a good start. That was Frank Gentore on the run back, setting the Spotswood offense. Frank Castellano, the wide receiver, the tackles are Joe Moore and Rob Rapp, Ray Retzel and Joe Kozlowski. The guards, Paul Patrick, the center, Joe Belazzi, the tight end. The quarterback is number 16, Kevin Painchow. The backfield, 7, Greg McClellan. Number 23, Tim McDonough. And Doug Morotek, number 48, the fullback. 1st and 10, Spotswood, at their own 23. Here's McClellan, tries to get around the outside. Met there by Mike Weems, number 35. So Weems getting a start. Todd Check not dressed. So look for Weems at a linebacker slot, along with Gart Smalley and Sadowski. Ray Sprogis wears number 70. He'll start at left end. Larry Crawford is the nose guard. Nowicki in a tackle. The secondary, Iker, Dean, and Diem. So Tom Chipkowski will start number 76 at right defensive end. Rams still keeping a couple players out. Paul Barkalow, Rich Bird, saving him for really the big matchups, Highland Park and New Brunswick.
I guess that's what they're doing, keeping their players healthy, and they need that this season for the bigger games.
3rd and 7 for Spotswood. Painchild rolling out, has some running room, appears to be shy of the first down, and Painchild has changed his number. He's going 97. Quarterback market number 97.
Yes. I saw that he changed his number. He was looking for number 44, Carl Keller. And I think Iker gave him a little too much cushion.
Call 4th and long 2, and McClellan back to punt it away for Spotswood. Sadowski's back deep for South River along with Iker. Left-footed Booth. And Rich Bird has returned to the lineup. But he wasn't scheduled to play. I was talking to your brother. He said he just ran through light drill, no contact. So.
And another thing I want to point out is Garcia on the kickoff, he hasn't been booting him far and petty. And what I'm told is he could boom him. So when he gets into a game, maybe he tightens up. I don't know. I'd like to see him, boom some. And we know he could kick. We see him in the pregame booting field goals, 30 yards, Be interesting.
Rams will start with Craig Bailey at wide receiver. The tackles are Chipkowski, Nowicki, Crawford, and Sprogis at the guards. Bill Shearns, the center. Very quickly, a flag on the first play. The backfield, Jeff Dorian, number 42, Garth Smalley, and Mike Weems. The offsides against Spotswood. So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Rams. The Rams inside Spotswood territory at the Charger 49-yard line. Ram offense last week, 242 total yards, 8 first downs. Joe May, number 85, is in it. Tight end for South River. 1st and 5 Rams. Dorian wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by Frank Gentore, number 40. Jeff Dorian had a good ball game last week, had a touchdown, 13 carries for 50 yards. It really was listed as the 3rd tailback behind Vinnie Jackson and Bird, but had a good ball game.
He did, and today, I don't know if you're going to see Jackson or Bird, both injured but not sidelined. They're able to play, but they still have minor injuries.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 7 for South River. 8:35 remaining, first quarter. Dorian once again gets around left end, has the first down, and Jeff Dorian continues to impress. He was tripped up by Greg McClellan. On a rainy day, you'll have to see how much the Rams want to pass.
Outside. True, and how much they can go outside on that outside run. We know in the past, Craig, when we had Jackson and all those guys in Hill, teams never would cancel a game on a rainy day. They figured, those guys are going to slip going outside.
So from the spots with 39, 1st and 10 South River, they send Sadowski wide right. Ian Ivanovich is checked in for the Rams at tailback, number 32. There's Ivanovich cutting inside for a couple. Wrestled down by number 49, Ed Smith. Rams employing a lot of different running backs, and we haven't even seen that much of Jackson and Bird.
No, not at all. That's good, keeping players fresh, coming in. They're running hard every play. You don't have somebody last year like Chipkowski running the ball 30 times. By the 4th quarter, the kid's going to be tired.
2nd and 6. Ian Ivanovich straight up the middle, brought down by a host of Spotswood tacklers. Call 3rd and a long 2 for South River first down. Diem comes on along with Craig Bailey for the Rams. Sadowski, May, and Ivanovich depart. Rams working left to right here in the first half at Spotswood. Jeff Dorian off left side has the first down. Tripped up by Painchild. Rams running game looks impressive here.
Running, haven't thrown yet, keeping it on the ground. They're gaining 5 yards a pop. No reason not to.
Good sign also when your safety, Kevin Painchild, making tackles. Your safety making the tackles, your offense doing something right.
Well, true, but in the defensive safety should be in on every tackle.
Vinny Jackson gets the carry, and we have a penalty flag as breaks all the way and scores.
It's gonna be called.
Call back against South River. Vinny that time scored untouched.
True, but you think maybe people see the flag go up and they let down a little bit. You know, if it's on the offense, it's a free play. I mean, on the defense, it's a free play. It's not. It's motion. He was probably leaning and took a step before, jumped the gun.
And now a 1st and 15. Rams the Spotswood 26-yard line. I still think of your Tony Toto, the way he kind of waltzed in. Guys should have been a little closer to him.
True. And, well, South River, you just saw the speed, though, that Jackson has. And
so Vinny returns to the lineup. Jeff Dorian leaves the field. 1st and 15, South River. 6:23 remaining, first quarter, no score. Rams have yet to throw the ball. Now they try it right side to Jackson, trying to turn the corner, and he is knocked out of bounds by McClellan.
Ball was carried by number 9, Jackson.
Rams make some substitution. Rich Bird comes on with Sadowski and Diem. Jackson, May, and Bailey leave the ball game.
Down in 17 from the 33-yard line.
Loss of a couple. Call it 2nd and 17. Bird and Smalley in the Ram backfield. First pass on the afternoon, complete to Artie Diem, breaking along the sideline, wrestled out. For Jim Makowitz last week against Petty, 7 of 11 for 146 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. Art Diem and Ron Sadowski with May. Kids have good hands.
the Art Diem Makowitz connection, as we saw last week, too. Nice play, curl over the middle. Fouled his blockers well after he caught the pass. Mike Weems got out there in front, threw a block. So they're going to bring the chains out.
The chain gang comes on for a measurement. Ram has to be a little disheartened after that Jackson play was called back, but
short. Yeah.
should be third and less than a yard for South River. So we just may see guard Smalley dive over the middle, get the first down, and another thing mentioned, we talked about what your brother thought about Greenbrook as far as the Spotswood game. He said, you don't want Spotswood to get an early lead. You don't want any kind of momentum.
No.
And this is a good sign for South River. Get a good first drive. They can cash in, especially in a rainy day. Get on the board first.
A definite advantage. I mean, it doesn't appear to be it's going to be a high-scoring game, especially long drives like this, eating the clock up.
30 inches pitch left side. Rich Bird has running room around the outside. Like he's inside the 5-yard line, the far side of the field. Mentioned that outside speed of Bird and Jackson.
That's right, and Bird just taking a power pitch left, going over left end. Some nice box out in front of him, picking up the first down and then some.
Bear with us, the far side of the field, it's difficult to tell the lines.
3-yard line.
So first and goal for South River, Smalley and Dorian in the Ram backfield. Weems is at wingback. 5:45 to play first quarter. Here's Dorian.
Big thing here, Craig, is to hold on to the ball. You don't want to turn it over on the goal line.
Ed Smith on the tackle for Spotswood. But Jeff Dorian scored last week from 2 yards out.
Tackled by number 49, Ed Smith.
A second and goal for South River. Ian Ivanovich comes on for the Rams. Craig Bailey is wide right for South River. Mike Weems on the carry, touchdown. So Mike Weems from 2 yards out. Rams lead it 6-0.
Touchdown by number 35, Mike Weems.
Is up by Garcia and good. So with 5 minutes to play, first quarter, Rams lead the Chargers 7-0.
There, but they're still doing that same damn thing. They're turning it straight upfield instead of veering it.
So we'll keep it here, Mark. So Greg McClellan, number 7, is back deep. For Spotswood, we wait the kick from George Garcia. So Bill Sheteri happy with that opening drive. Worked a bit of the first quarter, the time-wise.
Exactly. I said they're chewing up the clock, gaining good yardage, executing well, looking good.
The boot from Garcia. Line drive kick. The other side of the field. Good special teams coverage by South River. As Frank Chintori ran that back, number 40. So it'll be the second offensive drive for the Spotswood Chargers. We'll start this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Not a bad place to start from.
Kevin Painshot, number 97, under Paul Patrick. Painshot met there.
I think it was a broken play. I don't know.
Tom Shipkowski, the 5'10 senior.
The backfield went right, and quarterback Penchak went left. I think there was a mix-up there, Craig.
The only thing maybe just a misdirection trying to pull the backfield. Didn't fool Tom Shipkowski that time.
No, not at all. Well, his job is to stay home and read his key, and he did just that.
One player to look for is number 25 on Spotswood mark. Nick Mayo caught 2 touchdown passes last week. It's like a favorite target of Painchild. So 2nd and 13, Painchild back to throw over the middle. Intercepted by Mike Dean. Looking for blocking, cuts inside, and Mike Dean's first interception on the year. Rams had 2 last week.
Great coverage. They sent number 44, Carl Keller, deep up the right sideline. They sent their tight end over the middle, and the quarterback Penchuk was looking for the tight end. Mike Dean, playing his safety, read his key. That's his key, the tight end. Stepped right in front. Nice defensive play.
Rams 1st and 10, the second drive of the ballgame at the Charger 18-yard line. Pitch left side, Vinnie Jackson off a May block, cutting inside. What it's all about.
Nice running, cutting back, following his blockers. Gets upfield for about 11-yard gain. First down.
That time we got to give credit. We don't have the isolated camera, but Joe May had a good block and paved the way for Vinny.
That's another thing. we try to tell you what's going on, but it's hard to see who's laying key blocks, and we don't have the replay or anything like that.
Rams send Eicher and Sadowski wide right. Vinnie Jackson once again straight up the middle. Ran into Joe Moore, 6'2 junior, number 77.
Jackson on the carry, tackled by number 68, Chris Brown.
So 2:50 remaining, first quarter. Rams lead at 7-0. Craig Bailey has come on. He's wide right. Rich Bird in the backfield, number 46 for South River with Smalley. Here's Rich Bird off right side. Nice play there by Doug Morotek, 5'10 junior, number 49. Wouldn't be surprised the Rams hit Spotswood with a pass here.
Third, true. They're going to put it up in the air. I think they should.
Bear with us, our vantage point is difficult to tell the yards.
Eight.
Looks about at the 8-yard line. Sadowski is wide right. Mack with second throw as the receiver open, in trouble. So wrestled out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Look for fine defense by Spotswood. I think they knew the pass was coming. I mean, you had to know. And I think you're going to see Garcia come out maybe. I don't see him now. They're going to go for it.
Rams bring in May and Vinnie Jackson. The Rams are going for it.
So you know they have to go to the end zone.
4th and goal for South River. Sadowski is wide right. Mack with the throw, incomplete. The Spotswood defense, thanks to that sack of Mackwitz, and the Chargers will take over.
Rams defense by the Chargers. They didn't fold after that interception. They came back. Good defense. They had the drag over the middle. They had it covered.
So it looks like they're starting from about their own 9. Carl Keller is wide left, number 44. Painchout slipping on the ground. Again, Tom Chipkowski right there with him.
That's going to be one hard thing to do, roll out today. Plant and pass. Ground slippery.
Loss of about, call it 6. 2nd and 16, 35 seconds remaining, first quarter. Ram offense has controlled much of the quarter with 2 drives, 1 resulting in a touchdown. Time Carl Keller is wide right. McClellan off left tackle for a couple. Chipkowski again in on the tackle with help from Smalley. Tom Chipkowski's had a good first quarter as it winds down. That should be the final play of the first quarter. So the score after 1 from Spotswood, South River 7 and Spotswood nothing.
The end of the first quarter, score South River 7, Spotswood nothing.
Craig Scup along with Mark Gregory set for quarter number 2. Rams' second ball game of the 1986 season. They'll have another road contest next Sunday
Night.
At New Brunswick. Then finally a home game at homecoming against Highland Park. So big challenges here. Rams, a lot of ball games on the road. 3rd and long. Here's Painchild. Incomplete. Looking for Nick Mayo, who caught 2 touchdown passes last week against Greenbrook. Could be tough, you mentioned, for For a quarterback, even a receiver, that quick turn, you're going to lose your footing.
Exactly. That sprint out, stop, plant, and pass, it's going to be tough today. I think that play's open for Spotswood because I think our defensive backs are given a little too much cushion. But then again, you know, that receiver runs that pass 7 yards, cuts it between the linebacker and the deep back, the halfback. You know, with a good pass, they'll get 5 yards on it.
So it'll be senior Greg McClellan, the kick from his own end zone. Sadowski, Bird, and Eicher are back deep. Sadowski. Rams have excellent field position. Penalty flag. Sadowski's wrestled down inside the 20. I may nullify it. There's a lot of running room.
You know, on that, just blocking below the waist is a big call. And
Tackle was by number 79, Rob Rapp. Flag on the play.
Well, Spots was going to take the penalty. Rams will start this drive at the Spotswood 37-yard line.
Penalties against South River.
still good field position. And I think it was a smart move on that on South River, taking the return, not going for a pump block. This way they get their blocking, they get a wall set up, and get good field position.
So now we're ready to go. 1st and 10 Rams. Bailey is wide right. Here's Dorian off the right side for about 3. Joe Moore making the tackle. And Jim Ackwitz had a good ball game last week against Petty. His first pass was an interception, but he settled down and had a good afternoon in his first ever start.
Exactly. We said that last week. Came back, showed his poise, and just really threw some nice passes last week. And again, true, you got to look at your receivers, too. Do the receivers, you know, do they practice with them constantly, you know, the timing?
2nd and 7. Here's Mackwitz on the bootleg, trying to get out of trouble. Late hit. Will there be a flag? No. That was a real late hit, Mark. That was near the warning track there.
And we don't need any more brawls. I think we've had enough in the years of these teams have been playing.
You think Mackwitz missed the handoff that time?
He did miss the handoff, I think. I'm positive.
I think Spots were very lucky to get away with that. He definitely was out of bounds. Last week, I think our joke was like who was older, Petty football or the officials working that game. Very old men working that game. So call it 3rd and 4. Here's Dorian. Check that Bird straight ahead, close to the first down. A lot of different Rams have touched the ball on the ground today.
That's true, and like I said before, keeping fresh players coming in, good, and it's a first down, okay. And so the Rams keeping, you know, guys coming in there fresh, they're going to come with a full head of steam every time. Said it before.
Rams shuffle in and out. May, Diem, and Weems come on. Sadowski and Eicher depart.
I think teams have to really look at the Rams and say, all right, they could throw, they got speed, they got power runners. A lot of diversity back there in the backfield.
1st and 10. Here's Rich Bird trying to get around right side. Good defense there by Sposser. They read that play. Nick Mayo in on the stop with some help.
Nick Mayo, big name for Spotswood, in on a lot of stops.
Oh, it's 2nd, a long 8 for South River. 10:05 remaining here in the first half. A 2-touchdown lead in this kind of rainy day. Big hit.
It is. Like you said, it's not going to be a high-scoring game. Spotswood showed some good defense down the other end of the field. And then Dennis Nowicki, left tackle, went on the first hut.
You know, Bill Shateri, as the last drive, Rams got really close knocking on the door, but didn't convert. And we got to remember, last week, Spotswood trailed 13-0 to Greenbrook.
That's right.
Made it close. Now it's 2nd and 13 for South River. Just inside the 30-yard line of Spotswood.
Also, along with that, the diversity in the backfield, South River's got a big line. Bill Sherman, Dennis Nowicki.
Rams off a quick count. Mackwitz in trouble. It's backed about the line. It's maybe 2-yard pickup.
And talking about the line, Makowitz not getting the protection he did last week against Petty. Having to take the ball and run more, not being given a chance to set up, look for his receivers.
Rams now faced with a 3rd and 12.
Spotswood defense knows the Rams are going to put the ball in the air. They're ready for it, so it's going to be even harder for South River to put the ball up here.
We're 3 minutes in, second quarter. Bailey and we get a whistle on the play. Timeout South River. And the last couple of plays, Mark, there seemed to be some confusion in whether who's coming in or what count.
Well, the teams out there, when you got a team that shifts a lot of people in and out, kids get screwed up. That's what happens. You know, is this guy supposed to be in? Is that guy supposed to be in? You really don't know. Some guy comes in late, they send him in, he doesn't know to count. You know, he doesn't ask anybody, doesn't even really know to play. Sets up.
I guess when you shuffle in, the diversity is good, but if there's a negative side, so many guys coming in and out, you're like you said, you don't know the count, or you're not accustomed, and guy comes in one play, leaves the next.
That's right. It's hard to adjust. And getting back to the line, again, not giving Makowitz that much protection, but they're a big line, they're a good line. Dennis Nowicki, Larry Crawford, Bill Shurin, Ray Sproges, and Paul Barkalow and Tom Chakowski. I think Sproges will see some line action.
Sproges playing for Barkalow. He's wearing number 70, Sproges. We call him Rolando Conde next week. These guys can't change their numbers. Makowitz to throw, looking for Sadowski. Nearly intercepted by McClellan. Made a diving stab for the ball. So the Rams now a 4th and 12.
That play was just a little, the pass was a little too far, really, for Makowitz to really zing it in there. It was a long pass across the field, and it was just a simple out pattern. Maybe you want to go up the middle.
And McClellan replaced in the secondary by Carl Keller. A little shaken up on that play. Made like the dive for the ball. So 4th and 12.
On the ball, knocked the wind out of him.
Vinny Jackson looks like a tailback option. Going to keep it himself. Cutting, tries to cut. Will not have the first down. So again, the Rams control the ball.
But can't convert. And Spotswood, some fine defensive playing.
Be right.
One thing we got to add is experienced defense for South River.
The 1st and 10 Chargers, their own 20. Keller is wide right. Painchild to throw on first down. Intercepted by Ron Sadowski. Penalty flag on the... Who's the penalty against Spotswood? So the Sadowski is...
Pass coverage, but we don't have a replay. Ram has the ball.
Rams got to carry the momentum into the end zone this time.
They do. This is their 4th time. Only, 1 for 3 so far.
I mentioned Greg McClellan was shaken up on that try. He is back in the Spotswood secondary. So Makowitz on the rollout, bootleg on first down. Nice yardage there, driven out of bounds by Rob Rapps, number 79, 6'1" junior.
Makowitz wearing number 10. Chuck Warkowitz used to wear that number. Chuck was a very good quarterback for South. They were leading the Rams to the state championship in his senior year. So maybe a little bit of good luck in the number. Makowitz coming out with a good start. Good game against Petty.
Not afraid to run, picks up 7 yards on that bootleg. 2nd and 3. 8:11 remaining here in the first half. Here's Bird off left tackle for the first down.
We're just waiting on these people to come and hit us. That's all we're doing. We're not doing anything more.
Bird on
Just
the
waiting
carry,
on them.
tackled by
One thing I wanted to mention, Mark, was number 72, Bill Ferrari of the 1st and 10 Rams. It's real hard to tell the yard line. Could be about the 13 or 14. Ian Ivanovich off right side for a couple.
I think the Rams just have to keep it on the ground, right and left, and just keep. They're getting 5 yards a pop. They put the ball in the air, and a couple times they were forced into the position of having to throw. And Spotswood knew it, and they came up with good defense. But they're doing well on the ground. Keep it on the ground.
He mentioned the line of Nowicki and Crawford, Shern, Sprogis, and Chipkowski. They're doing a job on blocking ones for the ground game, so
Exactly.
stay with it.
Exactly.
4 yards for Ivanovich. 2nd and 6. Mike Weems on the carry. Inside the 5. Mike, 3 carries, 42 yards. Nick Mayo again on the tackle. So 1st and goal for South River. 50 remaining here in the first half of play. Rams lead at 7-0. 10th meeting between the Chargers and the Rams. Weems once again in for the touchdown. His 2nd on the afternoon. Rams lead at 13-0. Mike going over at the 6:36 mark of the 2nd quarter. Call it from about 3 yards out, 2 or 3. So George Garcia on to try the extra point. Mike Dean will hold. Stick with going good for you.
Ground game's working. Stick with it. Garcia for the extra point.
Kick is up and short. So it's 6:36 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The Rams lead at 13-0. You're watching South River TV 35.
Right, but all of a sudden it's 2nd and 15 or something because we throw an interception or something like that.
Back at Spotswood. George Garcia, the junior, set to boot it away for South River.
You got to get better run support out of you and the monster. Okay? So you see them blocking down like that, coming at me, you got to get up there and give us some support here on the corner around. You guys are also going to deal with that crackback block. All right?
So here's the boot from Garcia. Again, line drive.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Frank Gentore.
by Frank Gentore from the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 Chargers from their own 30-yard line. Tony Toto's ball club, much like last week, forced to play catch-up.
Okay, and again, Garcia not booming his kicks. Not bad field position for the Chargers to start out.
Those spots were working out of the wishbone. Ran right into the Ram line that time. Looks like Rotek on the carry. And you heard that Larry Crawford hit up here in the press box.
That's right. Nice defensive play by Larry Crawford. And the defensive line, Bill Sherrin, Larry Crawford, Dennis Nowicki. That's the offensive line. of course they're going to do just as well on the other side.
Painch out the throw. Got a man wide open. Eicher and Dean on the Mayo. And one thing we should mention, Paul Barkle in the lineup, number 55, was probable, but has seen some action right now.
Okay, so a curl by Mayo.
16-yard catch.
Spotswood picked up the cushion. The defensive backs for South River are giving up, and they're just curling right in the seam. It's a good play.
Spotswood from their own 46-yard line. Again, go to the air. That time Mayo, the far side of the field, incomplete.
Same play to the other side. The play was open. Dean was 5-6 yards off the receiver, and I don't think Spotswood's going to have that much time for their quarterback for Mayo to go out, fake that pass, and go deep. So I think that they can come up hard on that play.
Rams secondary have to adjust, make a step or two closer.
I was told when I played back there, after 8 or 10 yards, when they make a cut, that's it. In high school football, you don't have time to break it off.
Well, McClellan, Rotek, and McDonough in the backfield. Here's McClellan breaking a couple tackles into South River territory as he's brought down by Dean at the Ram 47-yard line. Chargers have to get to the Ram 44. 3rd and 3 for the Chargers. 4:55 remaining first half. Rams lead at 13-0.
And the Rams, Spotswood coming out, fired up, playing well.
So McClellan spinning off a tackle for the first down.
Barkalow hit him, didn't wrap the arms. It's fundamentals. He falls forward, and it's going to be. They spotted it short.
So they bring the chains out. Looked like he spun for the first down. So it's not official yet. They'll bring out the chain. It'll be a big break for South River. They'll have to go for it.
Yeah, I think they would. I would think so. Why not? No, they are short by
maybe half a yard.
Half a yard. That's about 1.5 feet.
You know your figures, Mike. You mentioned your 5 players to watch did well last week.
That's right, and hey, I didn't pick any 5 new ones this week because watch the same players.
4th and a half a yard. Chargers trying to keep this drive alive. Painshot calling signals. Close to where they spotted.
No. Did not get it.
Very close.
No. They
They're going to bring the chains out again.
They lost.
Ram offense is coming on the field, though.
They did. Fine defensive play by the tackle on the left side. Bill Shuren coming up with a big play. Closing it down. And the defensive end on that side.
On a situation like that, it's that goal line play.
Paul Barkalow. Coming in. Playing it, closing down. That's their job. Close down the off-tackle run.
They didn't get it. Rams stopped them. So Ram defense, they haven't scored on them yet in almost 6 quarters. Tough luck for Spotswood. The Rams will start 1st and 10 for their own 45-yard line. Dorian and Smalley in the Ram backfield as Dorian goes in motion. Here's Eicher and wingback, stop behind the line of scrimmage.
There's number 72 for Spotswood.
Bill Ferrari making the tackle.
This time banging his hands on the ground after the play. not throwing his helmet.
This field will tilt even more. Don't do that.
Very good play by the defensive Spotswood. Didn't fool anybody. Fooled Petty last week, a trap play. Spotswood picks it up.
That trap play worked really well with Weems last week. Rams lost a yard, 2nd and 11. 3:24 remaining. First half here at Spotswood. Rams lead it 13-0. Mackwitz on the rollout. Going to keep it. Has the first down and more. Driven out of bounds by McClellan.
Haven't seen the South River quarterback do that since Kenny Jackson.
I thought at first he was going to throw. It looked like Sadowski had a step, but the weather's so questionable. It turned out to be a great play.
He saw the hole. He took it.
South River first
A
down,
good decision.
6-yard line.
You know, he went with running the ball, and he picked up the yardage. Can't argue with that.
27 yards in that bootleg. 1st and 10 Rams from the Charger 28. Vinny Jackson off right tackle for a couple.
I think the Rams really, a score here would really kind of
72, Bill Ferrari.
help them a lot out. Like we said last week, Spotswood exploding in the second half. Get a 3-touchdown lead, and we said it in this type of weather. It's the 3rd time we're saying it. You almost can count on, taking home the victory.
So 2nd and 9 for South River. 2:40 to play here in the first half. Rams working out of the eye with Smalley and Bird. Here's Bird trying to get around the outside. Didn't fool anybody.
Third on the carry. Tackled by 76,
Mark Spinozo, number 76, 6-foot senior on the tackle.
1 yard.
Ray
Third
Wet-
down and 10,
Wetzel,
28-yard line.
5'11" senior, number 64 in there. Didn't fool anybody. Fine defensive play from Spotswood.
We'll call it 3rd and about 13 for South River. See the Rams pass in this situation. Mackwitz again on the rollout. Breaks to the sideline, has the first down. Hit hard out of bounds by George Shako, a senior.
So that play action to the left side, rolling out right, is working for the run.
That's the Eagle Randall Cunningham play, and when in doubt, run.
But it's true. They're faking to the left side. He's reverse pivoting, and he's it's almost like a bootleg type thing. And the Chargers just aren't covering it.
Now I think it makes it more effective. Now they're going to worry, hey, is Mackwitz going to run? The linebackers come up, and you have that openings in the secondary.
That's right. Makes it work.
First down for South River, minute 39 to play. Here's Ian Ivanovich.
Big hole. A trap play. Quarterback reverse pivot. Inside handoff.
McClellan once again on the stop. Well, angle looks about the 5-yard line. Inside the 5, maybe the 4.
First down.
So Bailey is wide right. Clock working against South River. Minute 5 to play. Vinny Jackson in at tailback for the Rams. This is Vinny Jackson cutting inside. Touchdown! So Vinny Jackson, who scored earlier, had it called back on a penalty. Gets his first touchdown on the 86 campaign. Rams now lead at 19-0. Mark, as we said before, Rams is working with what's going best, the ground game.
Ground game's working good. Keep it on the ground. Makowitz, a couple nice rollouts. I think his runs were the key runs of the drive.
Joyce Garcia's 1 for 2 in extra point tries. Kick is up and wide to the right. So we'll keep it here. 54 seconds remaining. So if you can only look for any negative thing, it's been the extra point tries. But you got to give credit, Mark. That Ram offensive line, Nowicki, Crawford, Shern, Sprogis, Chipkowski, and Joe May at tight end just dominating the defensive line of Spotswood.
Give them the first half Denny's Award. I don't know. What do you want to call it?
Sub City.
Whatever. So,
Rams got to work on that extra point try. You get in a close game. You don't want to, like Highland Park played Keensburg to a 6-6 tie. You don't want to lose a game on an extra point.
Not at all. Not at all. You want to have that thing, like I said last game, routine. You know, you want to get out there, boom, kick it.
So Garcia will kick off. McClellan is back deep. Just 54 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, good special teams coverage by South River. As Gintori the Spotswood will start this drive from their own 30. Just 45 seconds to play. Official timeout on the field. Larry Crawford adjusting his chin strap. They send McClellan in motion to the far side. Painchild deflected by Crawford. Penalty flag.
Kevin Painchard's pass is incomplete. Flag on the play.
Holding against the Rams.
I don't know. I didn't see any defensive holding. I don't know where that came from.
Markloff's a 10-yard penalty. Check that 15. Now it's up to the 45-yard line. That gives the Chargers a first down. But they have 55 yards to go from the score. They only have 33 seconds remaining on the Carvel clock.
Wednesday is Sunday, remember that.
So Nick Mayo is wide right. Spotswood offense working out of the wishbone. That time, motion on Morotek, a little anxious.
Look for Nick Mayo going deep.
Against Spotswood,
Look
5-yard
for
penalty.
Painchard looking for Mayo deep in his final seconds of the half.
Ball placed inside
41-yard line.
the 40-yard line. Charges a 1st and 15, just 20 seconds to play in the first half. Painchard looking right for Mayo, through his hand. Stops the clock at 13 seconds.
Painchard's pass intended for Nick Mayo, incomplete.
The Ram defense giving the Chargers the sideline that time.
I'd run that. I'd come out in the second half and run that play every series. The cushion South River defensive backs. Well, now at the end of the game, they're looking for the long pass. Too much cushion.
The 2nd and 15. Painchard again looks for Mayo. He's got it. Lateral pass to McClellan. Sadowski right there. As McClellan crosses midfield, the Chargers take a timeout with 4 seconds to go. Same play the Jets used last week. Keep your drive alive against the Dolphins.
And that was a good game. Great game last week. Probably one of the best ever in the history of the NFL. Now we look.
The Rams secondary just going to drop Eicher, Dean, and Diem way back in the linebackers.
Gain of 11 yards, a 3rd down and 4 from the 48-yard
So there's just 4 seconds to play as Bob Gregory trots onto the field. He's wearing a raincoat. What's going on? We're in the booth, that's right.
Still, it's been raining, not hard, light, steady rain the whole game.
Thank God we didn't play last night with the Thunder. It was like a lot of games delayed for a while.
For an hour. Terrible. It was a bad storm.
And we're still feeling the aftermath of it here. And drizzling right throughout the ball game. We especially saw early in the game, paint shot slipped a couple times. Even Mayo didn't have his footing. That last ball went right through his hands. So the Rams right now have the good game plan, keeping it on the ground, not risking against the weather.
They've been getting first downs, and that's what they got to do the second half. Come out here and get first downs, run the clock down.
They send Belize wide left, number 81. Mayo is split right. Just 3 seconds to go. Paint shot over the middle of the Mayo. It's complete. Dean is there, and that'll do it for the first half. Quick wrap-up. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Mike Weems from 2 yards out. Garcia kick. Made it 7-0. Then Weems' second touchdown on the afternoon with 6:36 remaining in the second quarter. The kick fell. 12-0 South River. And then Vinnie Jackson, I should say 13-0 South River. Then Vinnie Jackson with 54 seconds to play. The kick fell, so the score at halftime has been a good one for the Rams. South River 19 and Spotswood 0. We'll be back with third quarter action in just a minute.
This commitment to expand knowledge and improve the practice of medicine is what makes Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital an academic health center, truly a university hospital. Doctors who have graduated from some of the leading medical schools compete for admission to Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital's residency programs.
TV 35 is a volunteer operation. This year's football games are being funded by advertising grants from local sponsors. Please support these sponsors who have made this year's football telecast possible. In football, a group of people have to work as a team in order to win. It's that way in business, too. And in this area, one of the winning teams is Lee's Auto Parts. That's because they've teamed up with CarQuest to assure you of quality auto parts. Lee's carries quality names in auto parts, such as AP Exhaust, TRW Engine Parts, Blue Streak Ignition, Monroe Shock Absorbers, and so much more. When you need auto parts, remember the winning team. Lee's Auto Parts on Main Street in South River. In the heart of South River, across from the post office, there's a store called Otto's Liquors, operated by the most courteous and nice people, serving the public over 350 different imported and domestic wines, champagnes, and over 200 imported and domestic beers. The finest cordials from all over the world are also available. And Otto's is also your New Jersey lottery agent. Pick it available 13 hours a day.
At Laser Lube, you're never in the dark. We have nothing to hide. We welcome you to watch our certified 10-minute oil change specialists complete 24 maintenance services. See for yourself. Laser Lube uses only high-quality products. Relax with a cup of coffee in our customer lounge, and we're done in a flash. No appointment necessary. Only high-quality product and laser low prices at Laser Lube. Convenient locations throughout.
To the South River Club.
Where's it located, John?
That's right, north, south, east, west of the Raritan River. Come on in, enjoy our friendly hospitality and friendly bartenders, and here they are. We got Frank, Brian the Catman, Brian Mike, Tom Allen, Rich Chris, and Hank, Sue on Sunday, and Lenny. Bring two, give one to him, spend the other. On Monday night, we'll have 3 hot dogs for you also. Come on down. That's on Main Street in South River, New Jersey.
How do you get there, John?
By car, you.
And boat.
And boat.
Please, Mr. Postman. Whoa, yeah. There must be some word today from my boyfriend.
Along with Mark Rigby, let's check some of the first half stats. Really tell the ball game on offense. Rams 163 total yards, just 58 for Spotswood. Rams with 9 first down. Spotswood only has 1. The stats really tell the story of the ball game.
Spotswood 47 yards passing, 9 yards running, the whole first half. That I'm telling you, that first half, looking back, the pass over, that curl to the right side, they take Mayo, send him 8 yards, curl him in, is open. South River D-backs too much cushion. The Rams, on the other hand, good running game, good on the run, had some trouble passing, keep it on the ground, and chewing the clock up, they got a good lead.
And Kevin Painshot threw 2 interceptions in the first half, 1 to Dean, 1 to Sadowski.
And the one that Sadowski was questionable, we couldn't see it, although the Rams converted into it and score.
talk about it, you know they're going to run that Nick Mayo play to the sideline.
Well, you know it, and the Rams should be prepared for it and not give that much cushion, because I don't think he's going to fake it and break it deep. He might, but I think a 3-yard cushion is plenty.
Rams will get the ball to start the second half. Rams scoring once in the first quarter. Mike Weems, his first touchdown on the year, added a 3-yard run in the second quarter. And then Vinny Jackson, his first touchdown on the year. So Vinny, who didn't carry the ball really at all, I don't remember in the Petty game, saw action on the punt as a punt returner. Has looked sharp here. He scored one time, just really walked in. He's confident, and he's holding on to the ball.
He's holding on to the ball, and the weather, it's rainy, ball's slippery, and that's a good point, Craig. Good thing to bring up. Last week, he had some trouble holding on to the ball. So this week, a different story for the Rams, having the ground game work and the passing game not really click.
Back deep for South River will be Rich Bird, Ron Sadowski, and Tom Eicher.
Kicking off for Spotswood, number 84, Hoyt Ellis.
Hoyt Ellis to kick off for Spotswood. Bird comes up quick on the ball, across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Met there by Paul Patrick on the tackle number 55. And see, Rams would follow the same pattern in the first half. Stick with the ground game. They have the 19-point edge.
I think that's what they'll do. Ground out. Use the clock as a weapon.
But Paul Barkalow has seen action. Defense is still Sprogis on the offensive line. They're just working Paul back slowly. Saw some action late in the first half at defensive end. Mack was to throw on first down, looking for May. Incomplete. Got to like the Rams going right at him.
That's right. That ball, and they know in the back of their minds are saying, look, they came out against Greenbrook. Let's not run the ball into the line 3 times, maybe get a punt block. You know, let's go out there and go at them.
We brought that up in the first half. Spots were trailing Greenbrook 13-0. Lost that game 13-12. They're going to come back. I'm sure they had a good lecture from Tony Toto at halftime. The 2nd and 10 for South River.
That play was there. May, the ball was thrown just in back of him a little too much. Tried to tip the ball forward. Couldn't get the catch.
Ball is loose. Dorian falls on it. Rams don't want to.
And you don't want to do that. Giving them that spark and giving that momentum.
That's what I talked about with your brother. I said, what's Spotswood like against Greenbrook? He goes, we're not really worried about him, but give him the lead or any kind of a quick score like this, and everybody gets shaky.
That's right. And they showed some good poise in the first quarter. South River came down, drove, scored. They came right back. South River got an interception, and Spotswood held tough. They didn't fold.
Call a 3rd and about 13 as they send Craig Bailey, the senior, wide left, number 87. Rams working out of the eye. Bird, the tailback. Mack was to throw under some pressure. Brought down at the far sideline by number 45, Rick Van Wickle, 5'10 senior. So the first drive of the second half, not much from South River, almost connected with May, and be the Rams' first punt in the ballgame, which is a good sign with 10:09 remaining in the third quarter.
I was just going to bring that up. So this is Craig Bailey back to punt, a good punter.
Well, in this weather, you're really worried about the snap in your plant foot.
Slip, yeah. And look, they're going with a punt block.
Greg McClellan, lone man back, and offsides that time on Spotswood. Rams won't get the first down. Might be about a half-yard shy, but
Spotswood, I'm sure, scattered the Rams. Now, they didn't know that Craig Bailey, he steps up too much. He's 8 yards off the line when he's kicking, and that Petty almost got a couple last week we saw, and they picked that up. And My brother's the kicking game coach, and I told him, I said, hey, don't you want to get that kid back a little bit?
So now Nick Mayo joins McClellan. They go with a 9-man rush. Off to the right side by Bailey. Rams special teams. Good coverage to Sadowski. And we have a penalty flag. It appears to be against Spotswood. It is. Spotswood, decent fair field position. Now they're going to be back for more.
Dumb mistake. Obviously a dumb penalty.
That may give the Rams a first down. Blocking below the waist. The Rams have the first down on the ball at midfield. Blocking below the waist penalty against the Chargers. Rams will take over. Excellent field position.
The ruling on that, there was no possession on the kick. So the infraction is marked off from the line of scrimmage. Rams get a first down. Spotswood unhappy with that.
Crowd not liking it. Their club trails 19-0. 9:20 to play, third quarter. Jackson, the tailback for South River, gets the carry, tries to get around the outside, picks up about 3. Penalty flag, late hit on the sideline. What's he say about Spotswood, Mark? Those kids are hitting a lot of times out of bounds. It's the first time it's been called.
And well, it happened over in the first half going the other way with the Rams. Rams were going right to left. And that time...
Remember what happened a couple years ago here, Mark, when the Rams beat the Chargers 40-6. Those kids went crazy. They were tossing them out left and right. You got to keep your composure. They're down 19-0. You can't cheap shot. You got to pick away and hope you can get back in the game.
They came out, stopped South River. It was a fourth down, and stupid mistakes. Keeping South River's drive alive.
The ball is at the 31-yard line of Chargers. That was an obvious call, though.
True.
So Rich Bird, the tailback. He gets the carry off left tackle. Rips his shirt, still going for about 6 yards. Give credit to that Ram offensive line. Dennis Nowicki, Larry Crawford, Bill Shern, Ray Sprogis, Tom Chibkowski, and Joe May at tight end. Open up the hole.
I think when Vinny ran the last play out of bounds where the penalty was called, I think the hole was up the middle and he broke it outside. I think that time Bird ran what Vinny should have ran right off tackle. That's where the hole is.
7-yard carry that time, so 2nd and 3. Jackson has come on as a tailback. Weems is wide right. Here's Vinny Jackson, has the first down, gonna score. Walks in the end zone untouched.
And that time he ran it right, cut it right up the middle. 26-yard scoring, Joel.
A 60-yard game by the officials. Best play in that offensive drive to the officials.
Vinny Jackson, his second touchdown on the game, unofficially from 26. George Garcia will try the extra point. Dean will hold. Kick is up through the upright. So with 8:14 remaining, third quarter, the score is South River 26, Spotswood nothing. So George Garcia is 2 for 4 in extra point tries this afternoon. Again, a line drive kick from Garcia goes out of bounds. You know, Bill Shatteri's happy with the way the game's going. If there's any negative thing, the kicking game, a little shaky right now. Not punting, but
Not punting.
kicking.
The extra points not really shaky. We know Garcia can get the job done. It's just he's a little shaky. I mean,
He's got to do it. He's got. It's not the point he doesn't have the leg. It's just concentration.
Exactly. I think he's having some trouble maybe with some pressure on him.
40-yard line.
That kick goes out of bounds. Chargers start this drive. 1st and 10, their own 40-yard line. And official timeout as the chain gang has to get set up. Send McClellan in motion to the near side. Payne tried to throw on 1st down. Incomplete. Looking for Tony Varga that time. Diem in on the coverage.
Flooding the zone to the left side, sending a man short, man deep.
Be 2nd down and 10 on the 40-yard line.
For 2nd and 10 from their own 40. 8:09 to play, 3rd quarter. Ram defense looking for their 2nd straight shutout.
They're in the 40 defense, pass defense.
And Rams blitzing. Here's Crawford as Painshot has to dump off out of bounds. Good,
That time, that was
good penetration from Larry.
You see, the Ram defense covered that perfectly. Spotswood sent 2 men deep, clear out the zone. They tried to take a man over the middle and out pattern. Couldn't hit him.
Now a 3rd and 10 for Spotswood. Nick Mayo is wide to the left. Painshot rolls out. Being chased by Crawford, wrestled down. About a 2-yard gain, so it'll be a 4th and now 8. And you think Tony Toto will go for it with his club trailing 26-0.
Yes, I think so. They have nothing to lose.
Larry Crawford,
I don't think they're going for it.
gain is 2 yards.
Punting unit is on. Greg McClellan will boot it away.
4th down and 8 from the 42-yard line.
Look for a fake.
Back deep for South River is Eicher, Ron Sadowski. Fumble. Someone wearing Todd Check's number. It's not Todd Check. South River ball.
South River fumble was recovered by 35, Mike Reeves.
Number 41 is now Rich Bird. I think his jersey was ripped. Todd Check, not suited up today, offered to give him his jersey. I'm sure that's it. That's Bird.
The number change blues up here.
I'd like to apologize for last week calling Ray Sprogis, who had a fine day on defense, calling him Rolando Conde. Sorry for the mix-up.
Here's Vinnie Jackson off left side. Now cuts inside. Cross midfield. At the 49-yard line of Spotswood. Vinnie's had a good running day, running with confidence.
You just got to follow his blockers, and he'll do well. You know, once he gets out in the open field, that's when he's on his own, and you know he'll do well.
The 1st down for South River.
Another South River 1st down. Rams had 9 first downs in the first half. Defense is doing the job. Offense is clicking this week. Bill Shatay has to be happy. Eicher and Sadowski are wide right. Draw play that time to Garth Smalley. Garth really hasn't carried the ball much. Last week, Garth had a touchdown, 6 carries for 25 yards, primarily blocking this week.
This is his first carry on the day for no gain.
Garth Smalley carried for South River.
2nd and 10, 6:10 remaining, 3rd quarter. Official timeout on the field. Second and 10 for the Rams at midfield. Ian Ivanovich goes in motion for South River. Guard Smalley off the right side for about 13 yards. And just as we're talking Garth not carrying, explodes.
He's a tough kid, tough runner. He's good on defense, middle linebacker. He's a hard runner. He'll go right at you. He's not going to try to go around you. Put his head down.
You talk about the success of the Rams running back, all of them, but give credit to that offensive line. We've mentioned them. Nowicki, Crawford, Sprogius, Shern, Tom Shipkowski, Joe May, wearing Spotswood down on the ground.
True, and they're a big line, and they're a good line.
First and 10 at the Charger 40. Here's Rich Bird breaking tackles, another first down.
Just a straight dive. Let's give that left side of the line. Bill Shern, Larry Crawford, Dennis Nowicki.
Unofficially 20 yards in that run.
Let's give him a big hand. Great blocking up front.
Mackwith's pitch right side, the guard Smalley breaks to the sideline, knocked out of bounds, a penalty flag.
Smalley on a carry. Tackled by number 40, Frank Gentore. Flag on the play.
Flag appears to be against South River. Holding against the Rams.
Holding against South River.
A bitter Spotswood crowd.
Not happy. You wouldn't be happy too, Mark, with one win in the last 37.
True. What can you say?
It's raining out today.
Luckily, we're inside.
Rams working, it looks about the Chargers' 27-yard line. Jeff Dorian, the tailback now for South River, he goes in motion. Fumble, and Rams have it. Surprisingly, with the wet weather, we haven't seen that too many fumble problems.
That one looked like this. It was the transition, the snap.
Number 467020. 467020.
So 3:50 remaining, third quarter. So second and 20 for South River, first down. Eicher and Bailey are wide right. Mackwith to throw, looking for May. He's got it. Joe May catching that in traffic. Offense just clicking. What more can you say, Mark?
Mackwith's getting some heat from the backside. Got rid of the ball just in time. Didn't really, the pressure didn't bother him. He got the ball there. May right over the middle. A play they ran before, it didn't work.
Now 3rd and 2 for South River, first down. 18 yards. That Mackwith to May. Hook up. Backs are split for South River, 3rd and 2. Here's Ivanovich with the first down. Frank Gentore, number 40 on the tackle. Rams knocking on the door once again, Mark.
And they are. Some fine passing and running. Really, the line's been really, South River's just been quick dives for 15, 10 yards.
So first and goal for South River, 2:20 remaining, third quarter. Bird and Smalley in the Ram backfield. Guard Smalley, penalty flag on the play.
Smalley on the carry, tackled by Rick Van Wickle.
Rick Van Wickle on the tackle. Penalty flag going against South River. Holding against South River.
Holding against South River.
So Craig Bailey is wide right. A single coverage of McClellan. Guard Smalley straight up the middle. Power running right there. Nothing fancy about it.
Bill Sherman, the center, opening up the big hole for Gart Smalley that time, running right over his left side. And Bill moving people out.
Gain of about 7 yards, second down.
Gain of 7 for Smalley. An injured Spotswood player comes off the field. Bill Ferrari, number 72.
Bill, kind of a dramatic player for Spotswood.
Doesn't hold back his emotions. Mackwitz on the bootleg, has Crawford out blocking for him. Jim, getting that confidence. Been successful running the ball.
Yes, taking it out and just
Mackwith
giving
on the carry.
a quarterback sweep.
Torrey and
A
George
play we saw a few years back, really effective for the Rams.
third down for
The last couple of years, though, Craig, we've had quarterbacks that really just sit back, throw from the pocket.
Well, Mack was showing his versatility. 3rd and goal. Half a minute remaining. Quarter number 3. Rams lead at 26-0. Guard Smalley off right tackle. Touchdown. The Guard Smalley's second touchdown on the year with just 22 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. $32-0. To be honest with you, I didn't think the Rams get that many points against Spotswood.
I didn't think so either. I didn't think they would score this many, but penalties hurt Spotswood. Mistakes. South River had good field position in the first half.
Time of possession, the Rams.
The defense out getting a break this week. Last week we saw the defense out on the field for South River a lot.
Dean holding for Gracia. Kick is up and through the upright. The Rams up their lead to 33-0. You say, Mark, everything going right for South River. Offense is... You're going to see some substitutions, I'm sure, and get everybody a chance to play, although Rams have used so many players already, especially in their backfield.
Exactly. Yes, they have. Ian Ivanovich, sophomore. Rich Bird, sophomore. Vinny Jackson, is Vinny a senior? A junior?
Plus Todd Check hasn't even played. He usually sees action at fullback.
So look ahead for next year. A lot of players coming back in the backfield.
Mackwitz a junior. So George Garcia will kick off. McClellan is back deep for the Chargers. Rams trying to get an extra 5 yards there.
We'll take it.
So where the Chargers is going, maybe the Rams should kick off from their own 5. Maybe they can get inside Ram territory. Offensive fireworks here in Spotswood. Garcia, another line drive boot. Mayo on the run back, cuts to the sideline, wrestle out of bounds. Tom Eicher, nice coverage there.
Eicher will be back next year, too. He's a junior.
Great game for Tom, no interceptions yet. Dean's got one, Sadowski. Tom had 2 last week against Petty.
Look at it. Barkelow's a junior. Terry Hodder, junior. Dennis Nowicki's a junior. Crawford's a junior. Samuel's a junior. Sprogis is a junior. A lot of young players.
Pass on first down, incomplete. Quickie pass over the middle. For Belize, and the junior couldn't hold on. 2nd and 10. Just 13 seconds.
Second down and 10.
Paint shot, incomplete. Looking for Keller on the far sideline. Complete to Ron Grigo, it looked like.
Main charge pass intended for Keller, incomplete.
Ron may see action in the way this game goes.
Third down for Spotswood.
But you know, you hear sometimes people in South River, you talking about football, and they go, oh, what are the Rams doing this year? Are they passing it all, or is it still fun to broadcast a game? You better come out and see it. This is going to be an exciting year.
It is. It's going to be a very exciting year. I think big things are going to happen for the Rams this year.
3rd and 10 for the Chargers. Paint shot back to throw under pressure. Ball is loose. And Matt scramble for the ball. South River has it. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. Score after 3 here at Spotswood. The Rams 33, the Chargers nothing. First play of the 4th quarter. Rams now lead it 40-0. Our apologies to Rich Bird, his first ever varsity touchdown. We missed it. I'm sure there's going to be many more for Rich, but our apology.
And
That darn equipment.
Some camera trouble. Not much you can do.
But George Garcia added the extra point, 40-0. Rams in the past, their wins over Spotswood last year was 35-0. They scored 40 points here in '84 in a 40-6 win. Rams have been rolling up the points the last couple years in the Chargers.
Playing a good game. Everybody's doing their job. Everything's clicking for the Rams.
Paint shot rolling out on first down. Under pressure, gets away. Sprogis in on the tackle.
Kevin Painchard on the carry.
With help from Jason Bush, number 69.
Second down and 6 on the 37-yard line.
Joe Shatari, he's back in the secondary now. If Diem at safety, replacing Dean. A lot of substitutions in that Ram defense. Quick pass over the middle, complete. First down for Spotswood. Craig Yock on the catch. 6-foot junior.
Kevin Painchard's pass was complete to Scott Eicher. First down to Spotswood on the 46-yard line.
So 1st and 10 Chargers from their own 46. 9:50 to play in the ball game. Painchild slips and falls, and he's down. Falls down back at his own 40-yard line. Sums up the day, that play.
He was looking for number 44, Carl Keller, going flying up the right side on cornerback Joe Shatari. But the play never got off.
The Mayo is wide right. Gets bumped from Sadowski. Painchild looking deep. Complete to Mayo. Has Shatari beat. So there goes the shutout. 60-yard pass unofficially.
He didn't judge the ball right. He was right there. He came up just a little too quick. 60 yards.
Not to take anything away from the Chargers, not scored on the first unit.
True, but Joe's a fine player. It's just he just misjudged it.
That is the first time they really look long. You know, they're pretty
true.
Like usually 15-yard square outs. And Spotswood is taking a timeout. I'm sure they're going to go for two. Now trailing 40-6. Chant of the old Tony Basil here, Mickey. I was just thinking about that song. Chargers cheerleaders are doing a fabulous job with it. But
I think that South Africa can't dwell on the fact that the Chargers scored on them. You know, I hope they don't get on the kids that, you know, about that score. They got command of the game. There's no reason to be upset with that. So, a good connection for Spotswood.
White Ellis will attempt the extra point.
the kick is up and no good, wide to the left.
Kick is no good.
Score remains 40-6. It's a little too late. There was a nice hookup. He had a couple hookups last week. Long touchdowns to Mayo. 54 and 41 yards. The Ram defense has done a solid job today. You know, you got to admit, for any level, it's tough to concentrate when the game's this far out of reach. So Hoyt Ellis will kick off. Bird and Jackson are back deep. High kick, Bird retreating. He touched the ball. That time Jackson and Bird were not back very deep. Penalty flag, and I was about to say, Mark, as he kicked it off, Vinnie Jackson and Bird were not that deep.
No, they weren't. That was their fault. I think they should have. They didn't. I don't think they realized where they were. There's obviously no lines on the field. We can't judge anything.
That far right end of the field. And any folks that went to the game, we were told, looked like a couple of tractors came through with four-wheel drive. They have one of those giant car crushing nationals here or something?
I don't know.
This is the town for it, Mark. But 8:58 remaining. Joe Shatari has come on once again.
Not to knock the referees, but a lot of calls today. I just, you can't really see them from up here. You can't question them.
Rams lucky they just didn't lose the ball like deep in their own territory. Keep it on the ground to Dorian.
Jeff Dorian on the carry, tackled by 76 Spinoso.
Tonight, Gary Shandling has a problem. You see, Gary likes Elaine, and Elaine likes Gary. But Elaine's mother...
Gary, unzip my dress.
Pardon me, Mrs. Robertson?
...kind of likes Gary, too.
You know, this thing is getting to be more and more like The Graduate. I happen to be afraid that she's going to tell Elaine that I slept with her.
Oh, come on, Gary. We both know that would be more embarrassing for Mrs. Robertson than for you.
If you were in the mood for comedy, I have 4 words for you. It's Gary Shandling's show, tonight.
All right. Name the fast food restaurant that serves burgers and fried chicken.
Roy's. It's Roy's. Where do they get these people?
Now at Roy's, get a 2-piece chicken dinner medium fries or a bacon cheeseburger medium fries. Your choice, just $1.99.
I'll take underwater farming for 50.
I'll take Roy's for $1.99.
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
When did it happen?
Around midnight.
How bad is he?
He's tough. He'll be okay. Look, I want you to meet us at the hospital and bring a yearbook.
I'll try and find one, sir. I have an emergency situation, sir. My brother's in the hospital.
Yes, I know. I just spoke with your father. Seemed like a fine man. Spend any time in the service?
He's a police officer, sir, a captain.
You're from good stock, Harrison. I wouldn't mind meeting your father sometime.
I'm sure you'd find that very enjoyable, sir. Are you sure everything is fine?
Yeah. And just keeping me here for observation.
I'm disappointed, Iokich. You against only 3 combat-trained psychos? What did you, slip on a banana peel or something?
Yeah. Something. Here's one.
Hank Demarest. You know him?
I've seen him around. I haven't met him officially.
We'll go back and meet him. Officially.
That's it, Captain. The second guy was hidden in the shadows, and I didn't see the third guy.
I think I got a line on who they might be.
So what, we're gonna bring in Demarest and see if he rolls over on the others?
I doubt it.
Yeah, these cadets stay together pretty solid. Must be something in the food.
No, more like the honor code in action.
Listen, I know I'm new at this and all, but isn't assault covered by cadets will not lie, cheat, or steal?
That's just for public consumption. In my battalion, the code was don't rat out your buddies. Period. Look, fill pinhole in, and let's try to nail all 3 of these guys if we can.
Hey, by the way, how is Pinhole doing?
Boy's a natural soldier.
Hey! What's your name, cadet? Harmon, sir!
He's new, sir. It's gonna take a while to get him squared away.
Take off your hat. Why hasn't it been cut? Things have been kind of hectic. I want this man's head shining by 1700 hours.
I'll drop him by before guard duty, sir.
If you want to be in the Army, mister, you better learn how to march. What for? I'm gonna drive tanks! You think that's funny? Disrespect an officer, you just buy yourself 4 demerits. But all I want to hear out of you is yes, sir, and no, sir. Now drop and give me 20. Got him out, Jackson.
Aye, sir.
I'm gonna have you walking penalty turns till your big mouth drags on the ground. Do you understand me, Herman? Sir, yes, sir! Dismissed!
1, 2.
I think I upset him, sir!
3. Don't be so modest. He's enraged. 4.
But for you to give me some instructions in marching, sir!
8. 9. I gotta check duty roster tonight.
Perhaps I can march while you walk, sir!
10. 11. That'll be fine. 12.
15. 20.
You owe me 6 more. It is the duty of a cadet to help a fellow cadet through his training. Don't confuse that with liking you, Harmon. No. When you make a turn, plant the opposite foot and pivot.
Okay, how's this?
Tanks may be a good choice.
Column, halt!
At ease, Harmon. I'll be right back.
Detail, load up on that truck now. Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Cadet Harmon, I presume.
I hear you're a real artist with the scissors.
Come in with hair, leave without it.
Let me get that for you. There you go. Oh. I'm sorry.
Ralph, I'm really sorry, no kidding.
Maybe you got another pair with you?
In my drawer.
Oh.
Back at